Hello, and welcome to the Wine Enthusiast Podcast, your serving of drinks culture and the people who drive it. I'm JC Tops, assistant editor here at Wine Enthusiast. As the football season has come to an end, the basketball season is heating up. This is the final episode in a two-part series we're calling Wine and Basketball, in which I chat with NBA players who've decided to get into the wine game. This week, I sat down with four-time NBA champion Tony Parker. Raised in France, Tony has been immersed in wine since he was a child. So listen on as we discuss his early life in France, his love of philanthropy, how his former basketball coach helped deepen his passion for wine, and how his partnership with La Mascarone Wines started. Hi, I'm JC Tops, assistant editor here at Wine Enthusiast, and we're continuing our series on wine and sports. Today, my guest is Tony Parker. Formerly with the San Antonio Spurs, Tony is an NBA All-Star and a four-time NBA champion, and now he's in the wine business. Hi, Tony. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
So first, I want to say congratulations. I mean, big news. First, the spring of last year, you started investing in a wine label. And then the end of last year, you acquired your own chateau. Congratulations. Big wine news.
Thank you very much. It's been a dream of mine, and I always wanted to invest in the wine world. It's in my culture. I grew up with it when I was 17 years old, and trying for the first time, I fell in love with it. And I was very lucky to play for a team that my coach really enjoy wine, like he's crazy about it. And so it was nice to share that passion with him when I was 19 years old, and finally able to afford a more wine to share my experience with him, because he was reading like all the magazines, like he has a huge like wine cellar. So it was pretty cool that after every game I can share that passion with him and drink some good bottles and talk basketball.
That is amazing. I can see you guys just like, you're probably geeking out about wine after the games, right?
Oh, for sure. Sometimes we didn't even care about basketball. We were more focused on what bottle we were going to drink.
Well, let's back up a bit. So I know that you grew up in France. I mean, did your
Yes.
wine journey just start because you were in France and that was your culture? That was part of
Exactly.
the culture?
Exactly. That's how it started, because I was around it, and I got exposed to it very early. And so I really had an opportunity to drink some good ones, and work on my palate to drink some good wine. And so then I started when I was drafted. I was in San Antonio, and I wanted to organize like dinners. So I will try to do like a dinner a month to invite all those beautiful castles. It started with Bordeaux. I will invite Angelus or Petrus, or all the castles that I like to come watch a game, have dinner with me and Pop, and then the next day we'll do a dinner and share, our experiences. And I wanted to develop those relationships because I wanted to know more and more. I just wanted to get better with my knowledge, and just I was curious.
I mean, and that's really the fun thing about wine. I mean, like there's always stories behind it, and it's really fun to just like open a bottle and just share stories with other people.
Exactly. So it's all about sharing memories. Every time you have something happening in your life, I always love to open a bottle and share with my friends and families. Like I told you earlier, I was doing the dinners in San Antonio, but then I love all my trips to Bordeaux, to the vineyards. You meet all the families. It's generation after generation. They super passion, and I just love those stories.
So now basketball wasn't going to be forever. So you knew that you were going to get into the wine business. Is that kind of?
Yeah, I knew I always wanted to do it, but I didn't want to do it during my career because I knew that it takes a lot of time, and I wanted to do it the right way and be in the right situation. And so I always knew I will do it once I retire. And through mutual friends, I met Michel Reybier. And after talking for a year, he finally gave me an opportunity to invest with him and be in that beautiful project of Jeeper and La Mascaron. And I was super happy, and I feel like I'm yeah lucky and blessed because it's very hard to get in those projects with good products because usually they either in families and generation after generation it doesn't change, or the big boys like LVMH or Pernod Ricard, they buy everything and you have no chance because the price is so high. So I felt very lucky to have that opportunity.
Yeah. So I hear there's a story behind the name Jeeper, the champagne Jeeper. Where did that come from?
Yeah, it's from the war. During the war, the owner of that vineyard, he helped an American soldier. He was wounded, and he brought him back, and he brought him back with a jeeper. And so, in honor to him, because of everything that happened, he changed the name and called it Jeeper.
I love that. I love hearing stories behind names of things.
No, I agree with you. I agree.
Well, so now you said that you loved Bordeaux, but that wasn't the first region that you decided to get into.
I drink a little bit of everything. I really enjoy, like if I had to do like a top five, I will go with France, Spain, Italy, US, and Chile. That'd be my like my top five. That what I drink the most and what's the most in my wine cellar.
Okay. So you're still involved in a little bit of basketball. Like I know you started an
Of
academy
course.
for kids in Europe. Tell me
Of
about that.
course. But it was big for me to just give back to my country. I'm animated about that right now. I want to give back and create opportunities for the young generation. So in 2014, I bought a basketball team in France. It's in Lyon called Asvel. Then 2017, I bought the women's team, and then in 2019, we opened my academy in Lyon, and it's all about creating opportunities for kids to be successful in life.
That's amazing. I mean, hopefully, maybe some of them will actually go into wine after they retire.
For sure, no, for sure, and that's the most important is to create opportunities because I know that all the kids that come in my academy, 95% of them they're not going to become professional. So my job is to expose them to other opportunities and hopefully create another passion in them. And so that's why I have all those great partnership. The last one that we did is a big one with LVMH. We signed a 3-year deal, and I'm the ambassador of the institute, their institute of métier d'excellence, and so I can expose all my kids to all the different jobs that they have, and obviously LVMH they have a lot of different vineyards, so that can be one of the opportunities.
And now a word from our sponsor. Always find what you love at Total Wine and More. With so many great bottles to choose from at the lowest price, it's easy to find your favorite Cabernet or a new bottle with some help from one of our friendly guides. And with every bottle comes the confidence of knowing you just found something amazing. With the lowest prices for over 30 years, find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine and More. Curbside pickup and delivery available in most areas. Visit TotalWine.com to learn more. Drink responsibly. Be 21. So, speaking of basketball, I mean, like, do you think that the skills that basically made you a champion, team building, a lot of collaboration, are those skills kind of like overlapping as far as owning a winery and being in the wine business? Does that really help you, or is it a whole
Yeah, I
different
think
skill?
I think it starts with the same values. You have to be disciplined, and you have to work hard, and you have to be passionate about it. And so that's the same values that you have, in basketball, and same thing in the wine business. You have to have the same kind of qualities, to be successful.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and you've actually been over like, and you live part-time in France.
Right now, I'm 50-50 right now,
Okay.
half in France, half in the US. I feel like I have the best of both worlds. I love both countries, and I have businesses in both countries and friends in both countries. So I will always be like back and forth, back and forth.
Ooh, I wish I had that life.
It's a good one, not gonna
Yeah.
lie.
And that definitely means that you get the opportunity to walk the vineyards and kind of like really be there during harvest and
Yeah, I love
get your
those
hands
moments.
dirty.
Yeah, I love those moments, and that's what I wanted. I wanted to invest to have those opportunities to be at the table when we do the blends. or when it's harvest time, or all the big decisions and all those meetings with all the technical people. I feel like my knowledge is getting better, and it was nice to be with the head of La Mascaron and the head of COS, and just hearing them exchanging about how we can make the best rosé we can, with all the different parcels and stuff like that. It was the first time this year that I tried, all the parcels and tried each wine and starting the process of the blending. It was a pretty cool experience.
Yeah. Actually, my first time experiencing harvest was last year. I was in Bordeaux, and I actually got to experience harvest there. So that was fun.
Yeah, that's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and
Yes, definitely a lot of work.
it definitely gave me a whole new respect, for all those people. It's no joke. It's a lot of work, and you really have to love your job to do that. Like it's pretty intense.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell me about your new chateau. Well, it's not new, but you just acquired it. Where is it located?
It's located in Avignon, so like 2.5 hours from Lyon, and it's at the early stage right now. So I don't want to like say too much because we have a lot of work ahead of us, and when I'll be ready, I'll talk more about it. But yeah, we're at the beginning of the process with that project.
Okay. I will be waiting.
No problem. No
I'll be
problem.
waiting to hear all about it. So I hear that you are on a quest to drink a lot of all the wines of your birth year.
Yes, yes. I'm very lucky. I'm very lucky that I have a good year, and it's one of the best all time in the wine business. And so every time I go visit a vineyard, they always use me as a great excuse to open an 82. So we always have a good laughs. It's like, oh, it's okay, you Tony Parker. The owner is not going to say anything. We can open an 82. And most of the people, when I drink with them, they're like, oh, it's my first time drinking an 82. Thanks for coming. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm 79 and I went to Champagne, and apparently Champagne, I think 79 was a really good year for Champagne. So they were always they're happy to open up a 79 for me.
Ah, there you go. So you have the same good problem as me.
So one last question for you.
Yes.
When you're not enjoying wine from your investments and in your labels, what's
Yes.
in your glass? What are you drinking?
I'm more a Bordeaux guy. Even if Bourgogne is like really, really good, I'm more like a Bordeaux guy. If I had to choose, and I'm in the island and I can only take one bottle, it'll be something from Bordeaux.
Well, yeah, cheers to that. Tony Parker, thank you so much for
Thank you.
joining Wine
Thanks for
Enthusiast.
having me. Thanks for having me.
And congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. We'll stay in touch. Thanks.
Yes, the list of basketball stars who are jumping into the wine game continues to grow. This only speaks to wine's ability to entice everyone, regardless of one's background or career. As I said before, wine is more than fermented grapes. It's culture and storytelling. And the more diverse and inclusive this industry becomes, the more and more interesting wine will be. What are your thoughts? If you liked today's episode, we'd love to read your reviews and hear what you think. And hey, why not tell your wine-loving friends to check us out too? Remember, you can subscribe to this podcast on Apple, Google, Spotify, and anywhere else you listen to podcasts. You can also go to winemag.com/podcast for more episodes and transcripts. I'm JC Tops. Thanks again for listening.